Hi, kindergarten friends. Happy Thursday and welcome back to your math. Previously, we worked on length, how long something is, and we said that if it was longer or shorter, those were our comparing words with those, right? So we talked about length, and then we talked about height, and we talked about whether it was smaller or taller, or shorter or taller, right? So today we're going to talk about weight, how much something weighs. Now, if I put two objects in my hands, a piece of paper and a book, I can feel one is heavier than the other. It's easier to lift one than the other. Which one do you think is easier to lift? The paper? I agree. We say that this one is lighter, it's easier to lift. This one is heavier, it's harder to lift. So we're going to look at page 667, at this little guy right here. And if you look at his hands, he can hold one of his hands higher and one of his hands lower. My guess is showing that one is lighter and one is heavier. They want you to circle the lighter object. What object do you think is lighter? The block. It's not as heavy as the book. I agree. So you would circle the, help my brain here, the block. And you'd put an X on the book because that's heavier. And on the next page, which we're ready to go to, we're going to do the same thing, and we're sort of not going to follow the directions down below because they're a little confusing. So, are you ready? So we're going to start on the left, and we're going to look at the three items on the right. They want us to hold these items in our hands, but we don't have them in our hands right now, and that's okay. We can just imagine and think about it. So if we thought about some scissors, what would be heavier than scissors? A paper clip, a book, or a rubber band? A book. So we would circle the book. So can you circle the book? Awesome. Would these two items be heavier or lighter? Lighter. So I'm going to put an X on them, showing them that they're not as heavy as that one. They're lighter. Good. Okay. The next one is a check mark, which means they want to see what you know. So I want you to circle which one is heavier and put an X on the ones that are lighter than this notebook right here. So go ahead, circle the item that is heavier and put an X on the ones that are lighter. I wonder which one you're circling, Millie, and which one you're Xing off, Hayden. Xander, what are you thinking? The backpack is heavier? That's what I did too. I said the backpack is heavier and the blocks and the pencils are lighter. Would you agree, Jack? Yeah, me too, Ariana. All right. Let's look at the next one. This one they want you to try on your own too. Now, this is it looks tiny, but it's a big bottle of paint. So, which ones are heavier than the marker and which ones are lighter? Heavier you circle, lighter you cross off, and we may have to talk about this one, so go ahead and do it. I made a little mistake on mine. It's okay. Penny, you ready? Michelle, you ready? Okay. Raleigh, you ready? Okay, let's see how we did, Millie. I said these two were heavier and this one was lighter than the marker. Do you guys agree or disagree? You agree? All right. And if you disagree, that's okay. Maybe in your mind, I definitely think the paint is heavier than the marker, but maybe you think that a notebook isn't. I don't know. So, your choice. All right. Last one, an eraser. Go ahead and, Takaya, circle the ones that are heavier and cross off the ones that are lighter. Cross off the lighter, circle the heavier than the first object on the right. You guys ready? What do you think, you guys? So the eraser is heavier than the dot, right? The dot is lighter than this one, than the eraser. The stapler is probably heavier than the eraser. And my guess is the tape is probably heavier than the eraser. You guys did so great with that. If you had trouble with that, you can always practice again on this page. And you can look at it. Cross off the ones that are lighter, circle the ones that are heavier. And then tomorrow, we're going to do length, height, and weight all together. I can't wait to work with you tomorrow. And until then, have a great Thursday, and I'll see you on Friday.